What's happening? LandLord from Alabama here, back with another video. And today, man, we talking about Brandin Cooks, the wide receiver that we acquired last offseason from the Houston Texans. And really, he had a slow start. It wasn't seeming ideal as what we thought it'd be when he first got here. We thought he was just going to hit the ground running and have an offensive explosion and just satisfy all the Cowboys' urges of having a number 2 wide receiver. But now it seems like he's getting his groove. It seems like he's getting acclimated into this offense. It seems like he's getting comfortable. It feels like that relationship between him and Dak Prescott is just building and getting better and better and better. And that's just paying great dividends for the Dallas Cowboys. With 5 games left, he already at 497 receiving yards, 37 receptions, and 5 touchdowns. That's almost good enough to would have made him the second lead receiver for the Cowboys last year. Dalton Schultz has 577 yards and he had 5 touchdowns. Michael Gallup had 427 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Noah Brown had 555 yards and 3 touchdowns. So you can see that Brandin Cooks is already like rounding into second. Anybody outside of CeeDee Lamb last year, Brandin Cooks has basically the same amount of production with 5 games left. So I know he didn't start off to this astronomical, blow you out the doors, kicking through the gate type performance in the beginning, but now it seems like he's getting more comfortable with the offense and the production level should just keep rising and rising. And I love the chemistry that I'm seeing. I love the way Mike McCarthy is using them. So all of this is good news. All of this is a good sign for the future and what's to come with Brandin Cooks and his offense, the Archer, to be able to go cook with Cooks going forward. So let's take a quick look at a few plays that had me very much so pleased from Brandin Cooks and, you know, what we can do with him going forward in his offense to help us go to another level. We got a tough stretch of games coming ahead, so Brandin Cooks could be the key to be able to help us get over the top and get over this hump and make a push for this number 1 playoff spot, the number 1 seed for our Cowboys. So let's take a look at the film. Okay, you'll see Brandin Cooks at the bottom of the screen into a guide motion and ends up in a deep dig, like a 10-yard dig. Dak Prescott finds him on the second level throw, and that's just phenomenal, man. I like the way that Mike McCarthy is utilizing Brandin Cooks, getting him open and finding holes in his zone so he can get open and expose it. Look at that second level throw right over Bobby Wagner's head. That's good work by Dak Prescott and Brandin Cooks. Hey, like I said, we didn't see this at the beginning of the year. We seen Dak checking that ball down to a lot of other people, but you see the evolution with Dak Prescott in this new Mike McCarthy offense. Now you're getting to see the full Dak Prescott once again. Okay, on this play, you'll see a tray down here that's 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. You'll see Jake Ferguson motioning out of the Y position and going into an X motion. You'll see Brandin Cooks with a nice little slant route. Easy peasy, nice easy read. They put a lot of stress on the linebackers and made it a wide open throwing lane for Dak Prescott. Bobby Wagner, you're way too long in the tooth to be trying to run with Brandin Cooks. And that's just a great way to expose this defensive coverage they had. Brandin Cooks is just finding his role, man. I love it. And that chemistry is just going to build and build over time. Okay, you'll see CeeDee Lamb and Brandin Cooks in a stack formation. CeeDee does the over motion and goes on the other side in the slot. You'll see Brandin Cooks just with a nice little nice little dig route, spins, whoop, with the elusiveness. Brandin Cooks is looking like the Brandin Cooks of old. I'm just glad we finding a way to make a role for Brandin Cooks. It was far too often last year with Kellen Moore's scheme that we didn't see capable players finding roles into this offense. Now you see Mike McCarthy finding roles for Turpin, finding roles for Brandin Cooks. You cannot be the greatest team that you want to be if you can't utilize the talent that you have on this offense. And now we're seeing that Mike McCarthy is finding ways to utilize Brandin Cooks and make him an integral part of this offense and get some production out of it. On this play right here, you'll see a balanced set, Dak in the shotgun, single back, and it's just 2nd and 8. But man, Dak kind of missed Brandin Cooks right here on this play. You can see the progression. He was looking in that direction up there at Michael Gallup and Brandin Cooks, but he got off as soon as Brandin Cooks was making his cut. That would have been a wide open touchdown, but Dak still got the ball to 88 and got the first down. Let's look at that one more time. This is the stuff that you will see in the maturation of Brandin Cooks and Dak Prescott relationship. Later on down the season, we'll see them be able to link with each other, give each other a head nod or something, some kind of signal to let him know that this dude is cooked. But you see, if Dak would have held the ball just a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying? This is stuff that they gonna point out in the film session as well. But just a couple of ticks later, look, as soon as Dak turns his head, Brandin Cooks was making his cut, and it was already too late, and he threw the ball to CeeDee Lamb. But that could have been a big time touchdown. That'll be something that they'll look at and point out in film, and we can probably get the big play against Philly next week. Make sure you pay attention to that concept right there. That's going to be coming back. You'll see Brandin Cooks. That's the same kind of play he scored on against Washington too, a deep post route. So that post route is barbecue chicken for a DB. You're getting cooked, and I can't wait for us to exploit it later on. But, you know, like they say, you're not going to hit 100% of the shots you shoot. But right here, you'll see a tray up top. You'll see CeeDee Lamb with the over motion back into the slot. And boom, you'll see Brandin Cooks just on a nice over. We need to be doing this stuff all day. Drag routes like that, man. We need to run that with speed like Brandin Cooks have. That's easy yardage, easy drive start, and we need to do stuff like that on first, second down to get the drive going, get it ignited. I feel like we can exploit that on a lot of times on these defenses playing this team because we already know what type of talent and speed we have on this team. But overall, man, I'm just excited to see Brandin Cooks becoming a viable option for Dak Prescott, being involved in this offense, man. I feel like this connection is just going to grow and get us to the promised land, man. I feel like Brandin Cooks, depending upon how much he produces and down the stretch in these few weeks coming up, man, I feel like he can make or break this team. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like he's going to be a key. He's going to be an X factor. He's going to be an important part of the well-being of this offense because we already know what we're going to get from CeeDee Lamb. We already expect what to get from him. We already know what's coming from Sedarius. We just need that second player to be a pressure release valve for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. And down the stretch, I feel like Brandin Cooks could be that X factor. But that's all I got for you today, man. Just holler at your boy, LandLord from Alabama, with the same handle on all social media. And like I say, 1K, 1 love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.